The art teacher sent an email to all parents. Your child was suspended for drawing violent military imagery. This is unacceptable in our safe space. The veteran father was deployed. His wife had to pick up their sobbing son. But when Principal Williams read the email from his hospital room, he was visiting his son's grave that day, he immediately drove back. Everyone in the conference room, now. Hey, welcome to Silent Courage Stories. Before we jump into this powerful story about respect, justice, and hidden heroes, drop a comment and tell us what city you're watching from. And hey, if you think stories like this should never be forgotten, hit that subscribe button and help us keep their memory alive. Lincoln Elementary School, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Near the military base, most students were military children. Thursday morning, art class. Ms. Jennifer Harrison, 32 years old, art teacher, had recently moved from Berkeley. She was passionate about anti-violence and peace education. She had zero tolerance for weapons, war, or military content in her classroom. Today's assignment, she told the class, draw your hero. 8-year-old Lucas Cooper raised his hand. Can I draw my dad? Of course, Lucas. What does your dad do? He's a soldier. He's in Syria right now. Jennifer's expression changed, but she kept smiling. Maybe you could choose another hero, a teacher, doctor. But my dad is my hero. Lucas began drawing. His father, Staff Sergeant Matthew Cooper in uniform, holding his rifle, medals on his chest. The bronze star and purple heart were carefully detailed. Jennifer walked around the classroom and saw Lucas's drawing. Her face reddened. Lucas, this is inappropriate. Why, Miss Harrison? Jennifer held up the picture, showing the whole class. Children, this is unacceptable. Guns, violence, war. We don't glorify these things. Lucas's eyes filled with tears. But my dad's a hero. He protects people. Nobody's a hero with a gun, Jennifer said harshly. Soldiers, she paused, choosing her words, they commit violence. My dad's not bad. Lucas started crying. Principal's office. Now. Jennifer took the drawing, crumpled it, threw it in the trash. Lucas went crying to the principal's office, but Principal David Williams wasn't there. That morning he was at the cemetery, visiting his son Lieutenant Michael Williams's grave. He died in Kandahar 2 years ago. The secretary took Lucas to the waiting room, called his mother. Sarah Cooper left work and came. Lucas was still crying. What happened, sweetie? The teacher threw Dad's picture in the trash. She said Dad was bad. Sarah's face reddened with anger. She found Jennifer. How dare you make my son cry? Jennifer replied coldly. Our school policy is clear. No violent imagery. It's his father. It's an armed soldier. Inappropriate. Sarah wanted to argue but took Lucas home. At noon, Jennifer emailed all parents. Dear parents, today I had to remove a student for drawing violent military imagery. Our classroom is a safe space. We will not normalize war, weapons, or violence. Please teach your children to choose appropriate heroes. In peace and love, Jennifer Harrison. The email exploded in the Fort Campbell community. Military families were furious. David Williams looked at his phone in the hospital room. He was returning from his son's grave, had stopped at the hospital for a routine checkup. Heart problems started after losing his son. He read the email. His blood drained. He immediately called his secretary. Where's the drawing Lucas Cooper made? The teacher threw it away, sir. Find it. Now. He rushed to his car. Driving fast to school, his memory went back 2 years. Kandahar, news of his son's death, and the details. Michael Williams had been severely wounded in a convoy attack. Staff Sergeant Matthew Cooper had carried him under fire, tried to keep him alive for 2 hours. Michael had died in Matt's arms. Tell Dad I'm not sorry, Michael had said. Matt had relayed this to David. When David arrived at school, he left his car in the parking lot, ran inside. Conference room, everyone, now! The secretary made the announcement. All teachers, including Jennifer, gathered. David entered with the crumpled drawing. He'd smoothed it out. Matt Cooper's face was recognizable. "Who threw this in the trash?" Jennifer stood confidently. "I did. It was inappropriate." "Inappropriate?" David's voice was shaking. "Do you know who this man is?" "A soldier, posing with a weapon." "This is Staff Sergeant Matthew Cooper," David shouted. Tears began flowing. "This man held my son." While Michael was dying, tried to keep him alive for 2 hours. The room went silent. Jennifer's face went white. I didn't know." "Of course you didn't know, because you didn't ask. You judged. You made an 8-year-old cry because he drew his father," David continued, his voice breaking. "Matt Cooper was wounded trying to save my son. He received the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star, and you punished his son." Other teachers watched in shock. Most had worked at Fort Campbell for years, were used to military families. "Ms. Harrison," David took a deep breath, "you're not suitable for this school. I expect your resignation." "You can't fire me. I have a union." "I'm not firing you. But know this, 80% of this school is military children, and you just insulted all of them." David pulled out his phone. "Sarah, this is David Williams. Please bring Lucas back. And tell Matt I said hello. Tell him my son died heroically because of him." He hung up, turned to Jennifer. "You owe an apology. To Lucas, to his family, and to this school." Jennifer had started crying. In Berkeley, we were taught all violence is bad." An older teacher, Mrs. Thompson, stood. Her own son had served in Iraq. "Child," she said to Jennifer, "violence is bad. But sometimes bad people exist, and someone must protect us from them. People like Matt Cooper." When Sarah and Lucas returned to school, David met them at the door. He knelt before Lucas. "Lucas, your dad is my hero too, do you understand?" Lucas nodded, eyes still wet. "Come with me." David took him to the principal's office. On the wall was a photo, a young man in uniform, Michael Williams. "This is my son. Your dad tried to save him." He pulled out a box from the drawer. Inside were medals, photos, letters. "Look, a letter your dad wrote." Lucas couldn't read fully yet. David read, "Mr. Williams, I'm so sorry I couldn't save Michael. I hope I conveyed his last words. You raised a brave son. You should be proud. Your dad is a good man, Lucas. Never forget." Jennifer stood at the door. She slowly entered. "Lucas, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You can draw your dad. Draw him again if you want. We'll hang it in class." Lucas looked at his mother. Sarah nodded. "Okay," said Lucas, "but this time I'll draw his medals bigger." The next day, Lucas drew a new picture. His father, Matt Cooper, in uniform, but this time without a weapon. Instead, he was carrying a wounded soldier. When Jennifer saw the drawing, she cried, Is this real?" "My dad always saves wounded people," Lucas said proudly. Jennifer took the drawing, framed it, hung it in the most visible spot in the art room. She wrote underneath, "Real Heroes, Lucas Cooper, age 8. The incident became national news. Teacher punishes soldier's child. Principal's response goes viral. Jennifer didn't resign, but she changed. She began volunteering at veteran organizations, met military families, learned their wounds, their sacrifices. A year later, on Veterans Day, she organized a special exhibition at school. Our Heroes. All military children drew pictures of their parents. When Matt Cooper returned from Syria, he visited the exhibition. He met Jennifer. "Sergeant Cooper, I'm so sorry." Matt extended his hand. "Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is learning. Your son, when he was crying that day, I felt terrible. But now he's strong. He knows who his father is. You know now, too. David Williams hugged Matt. "Thank you for what you did for Michael. I couldn't save him, Dave. You tried. He didn't die alone. That means everything to me. Two fathers, one who lost his son, the other living with the fear of loss every day, understood each other." Jennifer's classroom now had a new rule. Every hero deserves respect. And on the wall, Lucas's drawing still hangs, Matt Cooper carrying a wounded soldier, a real image of a real hero. The story spread beyond Fort Campbell. Military communities nationwide shared it. Jennifer received death threats initially, but Matt Cooper himself defended her publicly. "She made a mistake," he said in an interview, "but she owned it, learned from it." That takes courage, too. We don't destroy people for mistakes. We help them grow. Jennifer wrote an article for an education journal. "When peace education meets military reality, my journey from judgment to understanding." In it, she wrote, "I came from a world where military was abstract evil. I met families where military was concrete love. Lucas Cooper's drawing wasn't promoting violence. It was expressing love for a father who might not come home. I nearly destroyed that expression. Principal Williams saved me from that mistake." 3 years later, Jennifer was awarded Teacher of the Year at Fort Campbell. Her specialty had become helping military children express their feelings through art. At the ceremony, Lucas, now 11, spoke. "Ms. Harrison taught me something important, not just about art, but about people. People can change. People can learn. My dad forgives enemies in war. Ms. Harrison taught me to forgive mistakes in peace. Matt Cooper had returned from deployment. He stood in the audience, a Purple Heart and Bronze Star on his chest. My son is teaching me," he said later, "about forgiveness, about growth." Jennifer Harrison went from enemy to ally. That's what America is about, redemption. David Williams retired the following year, his heart condition worsening. At his retirement ceremony, he made one final speech. Education isn't just about teaching facts. It's about understanding contexts. Jennifer Harrison learned that military children aren't celebrating violence. They're processing absence, fear, pride, love. She learned to see past her assumptions. We all should. Jennifer now runs a program, Art for Military Children. It operates in 20 schools near military bases. The logo is Lucas's drawing, a soldier carrying wounded. At a recent workshop, a new teacher from San Francisco asked Jennifer, "How do you balance peace education with military reality?" Jennifer replied, "You realize they're not opposites. Matt Cooper fights so his son can draw in peace. Lucas draws his father to process his fear. Art isn't about judgment, it's about expression. And every expression, even of military service, deserves space." The original crumpled drawing, David Williams had it professionally restored and framed. It hangs in his home next to his son's photo. Two heroes, he tells visitors, one who died serving, one who lived to serve again, both held by Matt Cooper, both honored by a child's innocent love. Lucas is now in high school, artistic talent flourishing. His portfolio includes hundreds of drawings of military life, not glorifying war, but humanizing warriors. His artist statement reads, "My father serves in dangerous places so others can live in peace. My art serves to remind peaceful places that someone, somewhere, is standing guard. Ms. Harrison taught me that art can bridge worlds. Principal Williams taught me that bridges are built on truth. My father taught me that truth includes sacrifice. Jennifer Harrison keeps every drawing Lucas ever made. In her desk drawer, wrapped carefully, is the second drawing, Matt Cooper carrying the wounded soldier." Sometimes when new military families arrive, suspicious of the Berkeley-trained art teacher, she shows them the drawing. This student taught me more than I ever taught him, she says. He taught me that heroes aren't abstract concepts. They're fathers who might not come home, and children have the right to honor them, even in safe spaces, especially in safe spaces. The email that started everything? Jennifer kept it, printed, framed, hanging in her classroom with a note, "The worst email I ever sent. The best lesson I ever learned. We teach best when we're willing to learn. J.H." Below it, another note in a child's handwriting, "Miss Harrison is my hero too. Lucas Cooper."